That's as
What
much
do you mean
as I can
offensive
tell.
to the senses?
That's as much as I can say.
No, you describe them. You don't have to read them out.
I can't.
You're saying they're crude.
Whatever words, yeah. But as I'm saying is that they are not sensual males. They're not. It's, as I said, they were offensive.
Sexually offensive.
Offensive to the senses.
When did the mail stop?
The mail stopped on the 11th of December 2014.
Hrithik, I'm looking at the mails, and here there's one mail which says, also I'm thinking when you are shifting to your new house, baby. When your kitchen is ready, I want to set it up. It says, I'd like to train your staff based on your requirements.
What do you think I must be thinking when I'm reading this? These are one-sided mails, incessant mails, just continuously talking as if there is interaction.
There is another email which says, "आप फिर से सारी रात नहीं सोए, ये बात नहीं समझ आती मुझे, क्यों करते हो ऐसा?" It's like she met you.
No, I don't know. How could she have known?
She says you hacked into her email ID and sent this mail.
Well, how does that make sense?
It makes no sense.
There are a lot of things that have been mentioned. She talks to me about the mosquitoes in Bandra, talks to me about what she ate. Anyways, I really don't feel comfortable talking about or explaining.
When did the email stop?
They stopped on the 11th of December.
11th of December 2014. So the mail started around July 2014.
Yeah.
And they carry on the barrage of emails, 15, 20 a day, and suddenly end in December 2014. What was the last mail? And why did it stop?
December 11th, 2014, there was an article in the DNA paper saying Kangana's mystery man revealed. And that morning, now that we have studied the mails after 2 years, because I had to make sense of this whole thing before I could understand what to do with it. So I read these mails 2 years after when they helped me retrieve these mails.
Right.
And on the 11th of December, when the article came out, on that day, her mails start off on a very, very bright note that we are going to, spend our future with each other, the world will know now, and it's going to be so happy, and etc., etc. And through the day, it turned angry and then abusive. Through the day. And that was the last that...
So there are these, let's understand, there are all these mails which are trying to tempt you sexually, explicit mails sent over a period of time and about setting up and living a life together, etc., etc. And then there's suddenly an article which says that you are the mystery man. And then after that, you're saying the mails turn abusive.
On the same day. It started off on a very bright note, and then they turned abusive. And she also mentions that this article is going to come out, and now we are going to be free, and etc., etc. And throughout the day, I think I also tweeted on that day. And by the end of the day, her mails turned completely abusive, and she ends by saying, whatever, something in Hindi, that I'll scar you for life or something.
I think I have that email. I'll just read it out, Hrithik. What do you want to say to people while we are taking a little break on the program who are looking at this and saying, I have never heard a crazier version of what's going on? And there'll be somebody saying film stars are crazy. What would you say to them?
Well, there's no point in judging or accusing. I think the focus now should be on a solution, on maybe learning something from this, getting more aware of cyber crime, of theft or whatever. Because I think no longer will your thieves enter through your gate or your door. I think they can just enter through the thin air and create havoc in your bedroom. I think I think it's very, very important for people to be aware.
One of the emails, 19th November 2014, towards the end of this crazy situation where she's sending you mails, says, "तो पंगे मत ले, नहीं तो सारी उम्र के लिए स्कार हो जाएगा, कोई थेरेपी नहीं चलेगी, दीवारों पे सिर पटकता मिलेगा, और वैसे भी बेवकूफ, जब मुझे पता है तूने मेरे अकाउंट को हैक किया है, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा." एंड शी सेज, "अपनी औकात कि कोई लड़की देख और वहां दिमाग लगा, ज्यादा ऊंचे सपने मत देख, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा." एंड शी रिपीट्स हियर, नहीं तो स्कार हो जाएगा. This was a threat now. You should have responded at least then. You could have gone to the police then. Why not?
I did. On that's the day I went to the cybercrime and I lodged my complaint. That's the day, to cybercrime. But Arnab, you have to understand that all this time I am thinking, all this time, and this might have been a wild goose chase in my mind, but all this time I am still blaming the imposter. I have...
You mean you never thought she was writing these mails?
Please understand. These
You
mails,
thought somebody hacked into her email account to send these mails? That's impossible.
No, let me explain. Rangoli's mails say that she has been communicating with some guy at hroshan@email.com for the past 6 months. 1 month after that, she starts mailing me on my right account.
Yeah.
What do I think? I think, oh my God, she is extending the relationship that she's had with this imposter communication. She's extending that towards me now on my right account. So I'm all this while thinking that this person is not realizing what she's doing.
So you actually think she is innocent at that point of time?
At that point of time, I am feeling bad for her.
This is
all through that, I am feeling, how do I stop this person?
Don't tell me you're so empathetic.
Whatever I am.
No,
I'm not going to explain.
Are you saying this? Are you saying, Hrithik, that you actually felt that she had been misled by the imposter into believing she has a relationship with Hrithik Roshan?
Unfortunately, that's what I thought.
And that she was the victim of the circumstances and was continuing this relationship with you on email, assuming that it was not an imposter in the past.
It was one of the primary thoughts in my mind, which is why when I went to cybercrime, I lodged a complaint against the imposter, in which she became a witness. I did not even attack her. I did not even mention her name, which of course they asked more questions and then eventually they knew it was her.
Did you at any point of time think that she was behind this?
Who?
Kangana.
With these mails, yes, of course.
That she was planning it?
Oh. I have tried to look at this and analyze this in 10,000 ways, Arnab. In millions of ways. I don't know what the truth is. I really don't know. You really have to ask the person.
But that's where, there's a catch.
Yeah.
The catch is this, that you say that till 2014, you still give her the benefit of doubt, thinking that she has been misled.
I am upset. I am harassed. I am feeling like I need to do something about this. I have gone to my friends in the industry. I have gone to the commissioner. I am going through all of that. At the same time, I am also thinking that if she has been communicating with this person for 6 months and then extending that relationship towards me, I have to find this imposter, this guy, whoever he is or she is. If I find that, the case is closed.
So for you, the villain is the imposter, not
Up until
Kangana.
then.
Up until then, the villain is the imposter, not
Yes,
Kangana.
and I have traveled a lot of miles to find this guy. Few times I met some very big names, some actors, who when I asked them that, I so wanted to, watch the trial of your film, but, you didn't call me and you should have called me. And the person said, I wanted to call you, but I could not because your girlfriend stopped me. I was like, girlfriend? I don't have a girlfriend. And the person said, the lady's name.
What lady? Say the lady. Why don't you name Kangana? You have a problem. Even now you're not naming Kangana.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, so they said they stopped.
You know who I'm talking about.
Jio5 festive celebration. This festive season, get Jio5 at just Rs 999. Hurry!
Just 2 minutes, huh?
Automatic है.
I know.
Automatic rain sensing wipers in the new Volkswagen Amio. Volkswagen.
%30% cashback plus free cancellation on flight bookings. Book on ClearTrip today.
I am sunlight. I am Deepika. I am light.
Jaguar lighting, inspired by the sun, moon and stars.
Robin Solar Solutions. Why not steal the sun?
There's a level far beyond the box. It stands out, many modes beyond any comparison. That's why it's called Level Next. Tata Nexon takes the SUV beyond the next level to level next. Tata Nexon. Level Next.
Isuzu D-Max V Cross, a breed apart.
Clearly, my future is what I make of it. I have dreams. I have miles to go. But I'm clear. No ego trips can get me there. I can change destiny. Not just mine, theirs as well. Clearly, this is me, Ranveer Singh. Vivo V7 Plus, 24 megapixel clearer selfie. Vivo camera and music.
What is this picture? This picture, I'm going to hold it up and then we can run. She's putting this picture out. Yeah. Our sister is putting this picture out. I'm going to hold it and then we'll show it on graphically. Of you holding her by her waist, close to her in an extremely intimate pose.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry I'm taking a detour from what we are talking about, because at the core of this, I still want to address the question that's on the minds of people today.
Yeah.
No smoke without fire, and understand, I want you to respond to the narrative of your being Mr. Famous and Mr. Rich, taking advantage of a newcomer. And you have been described as, by a socialite columnist, as a megalomaniac who takes advantage of young small-town girls. You are rich, Mr. Famous, son of a film star, you know, that's exploiting her.
It doesn't affect me.
And then this picture emerges. And her sister puts this picture out saying that, Hrithik, for you this is proof that you and Kangana were physically intimate. What happened? When did you take this picture?
Well, first of all, when this picture came out, the very next day it got exposed. It got exposed by all the other people who were at that party, including my ex-wife. who was very much a part of that, not just part of that party, but also part of that very picture.
You're saying when this picture was taken, Suzanne was there?
She was there, along with a lot of our friends.
How is it possible that you and Kangana are taking an intimate picture and your wife is standing next to you?
Because she was in that picture, and she had tweeted the next day. All my friends tweeted pictures the next day of different poses that we were doing. It was a party, we were doing something that was fun at that point of time. It just seemed like fun to enact posters of these old Hindi films.
Mm-hmm.
And there was Dino and me and Suzanne, and we were all doing, you know, there was a...
Dino is Dino Moria.
Yes. And there are pictures of all of them doing these poses.
You're saying that this was an enactment, not real?
It was an enactment where we were all having fun.
No, but it
was a lot of fun.
Says that this is a proof of your intimacy.
If you see the pictures, the person behind has been photoshopped. Her arm has been removed, trying to make it look as if this has been done in a private setting. There were 50 people, and a lot of more pictures were taken. A lot of more pictures of certain poses of old Hindi film posters. Call it what you may, but you know, it seemed like fun at that time.
This is all very messed up, you know. By 2014, it's sounding totally messed up. You've received threats, you're being blackmailed, you're being told that you're going to be scarred for life, you're not responding. My only question to you repeatedly is, what doesn't add up? Is that either you're very empathetic, either you're very understanding, but you actually don't even consider her to be a villain. You are fighting in your own mind an imaginary imposter, or an imposter, rather than Kangana.
Yeah, well, I've learned my mistakes.
2015, Hrithik, is when the entire media goes ballistic about your relationship with Kangana. It's now taking on a different dimension. Tell me about 2015.
What do you want to know?
I want to know what happened in the media. There were stories about both of you. I want to know whether it is true, and this is what I have heard, that you actually encountered another actress at a film, about a film release, and you asked her why you were not invited for that film release, and you were told that the person you're having a relationship with told you...
I'm not taking any names.
Don't take any names, but tell us about 2015, because that happened in 2015.
A lot of things happened. The harassment, which was limited to my inbox, was now slowly, and I thought it was over when 11th of December, when I received that last mail, whatever it was, the DNA story came out, and I thought, okay, now it's over, because I didn't receive any more mails after that.
Yeah.
So I said, I actually felt like I did the right thing. I walked my truth. I did not get rattled as much as to react to it in a flutter. I did the right thing. I filed a complaint against the imposter, and now this and I got proven right, that yes, ignorance is sometimes the best way to deal with intrusions like this, because I discouraged this entire action. Jan, Feb, March of 2015, slowly I started meeting people who were making these jokes, and including the lady, as if, how is she?
No, who is lady? Kangana.
Yeah. Insinuating that, what's happening, but in a joking way.
Really?
Now, it was a joke to them, but for me, I know the seriousness of this. And I had nothing to say. I know that this is something that is serious. And I have a year of this experience, and people were joking, and I didn't know how to react, but I just let it go. I just kept on creating, concentrating on my work. A few times I met some very big names, some actors, when I asked them that, I so wanted to watch the trial of your film, but you didn't call me, and you should have called me, and the person said, I wanted to call you, but I could not because your girlfriend stopped me. I was like, girlfriend? I don't have a girlfriend. And the person said the lady's name.
What lady? Say the lady. Why don't you name Kangana? You have a problem. Even now you're not naming Kangana.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, so they said they stopped.
You know who I'm talking about.
Then?
So they said that I was stopped by your girlfriend. her name came up, and I was in absolute shock. With a desperate desire to make this other person believe that nothing of this sort is true. I can't understand it. And what hit me and what impacted me was that I was failing because this person was almost convinced. And that scared me. It scared me that people who were being spoken with by this person were getting convinced, and it was spreading everywhere. Slowly there were articles in the newspapers, Hrithik Kangana going strong, Kangana to join Hrithik in the Maldives, etc., etc., etc. I was shooting Mohenjo-daro in Bhuj, and the producer's wife told me that I believe that you have given her a ring because you have to be here for 3-4 months, so you have given her a ring. And I was just, I was rattled because there was incessant need to prove myself to these people that, hello, nothing is happening. And then in doing that, I sensed how weak that was.
You're constantly using words like rattled, scared, afraid, vulnerable.
Yeah. I felt all those things. But they were good things, because they also taught me how to be strong. They also taught me how to walk my truth.
Were you afraid of coming out because you're a man?
Sorry?
Were you afraid of coming out with the truth because you're a man?
Today I'm not afraid because
somebody said on my show the other day, and I just complete this. A lawyer came on my program and said that, a man legally cannot be stalked. I don't know the full substance to this legally.
There is no law.
Were you afraid of coming out because you felt that people would judge you as a man and someone else as a woman, and there's a certain one-sided narrative?
The moment when I used to talk to people, I could see myself. There was a desperation in my state to try and explain to them, and that state is not a graceful state. It's not strength. It is weakness when your sense of your own identity is dependent on somebody else's perception. And I was falling for that. I was
succumbing. So you were afraid of being judged?
I was afraid, and then I just had to stop. I said, I'm going to stop this. I am not going to try and convince this person or that person. And people have, for no fault of theirs, they have judged me, they have made remarks on me. I've had to sit with my children and explain to them if they're getting teased in school. I've had to go through all of that, but I'm not the victim. I do not want to sit here and give you an impression about what I went through and how hard it was. I love that it was hard because I learned some amazing things through my journey. And those are the things that I will teach my kids.
All of 2015 this happened. So by now you are Mr. Kangana, if I can put it. I'm being lighthearted about it. That's the perception that's gone on in 2015.
Yeah.
Then in 2016 you file a police complaint. Take me through the chronology of what happened. What was that breakout point where you filed a police complaint for the first time in 2016?
Yes, and
you
this is an important...
You were sitting on all this compounded information and material at that point.
This is an important question because I've heard some strange questions that, why did he react to silly X? And if he reacts to silly X, that means he's proved that that the relationship was there, because he's proved that he is the X because he's reacted to it.
No, in the specific question here is, which...
No, this is a question I've heard that's going around. I just want to clarify that.
Sure. Sure.
If you call me an abusive word and I protest, does that mean that I'm accepting that I am what you're calling me? How does it make sense? Anyways, the silly X was the first time that this harassment went public. First, it was the harassment was in my inbox. I could deal with that. I can deal with that. It's all about focus. I've learned through my life how to focus on the better and the beautiful things in life. I can deal with that. Then the people around me started talking. I got desperate. I stopped. I didn't like that state of, my state wasn't a strong state, and I said, I'm going to stop, let them judge. It's fine, I'm going to walk my truth, and I will continue to create. I could handle that. Then it went into the public. The harassment became public. And in saying silly X, not only did the person make it a fact that, oh, there was a relationship because she's saying it, or why would she say it?
She named you?
My name was in the question. My name was in the question.
So she was responding for the first time to you.
That Hrithik Roshan has ousted you from a film called Ashiki 3, which was non-existent. And what do you have to say about that? To that, she said something to the tune of, I don't know why these silly exes do such things. I have moved on, he should move on as well. So she not only made it a fact that we had a relationship, but she also made me into that small-minded boyfriend who cannot let go and is trying to, you know, get back at his girlfriend. Yeah. And she's the dignified one who is moving on. I saw all of this, and I remember I had a fractured foot at that time. I'm a very physical, restless person. And I was restricted to my bed, and I'm seeing all of this. Everything stacked up. You have to understand, I've had 2 years behind that silly X comment.
Yes,
I've had 2 years of a journey behind that. And I thought I have to do something about this. That is when I tried to reach out through my manager. I tried, my managers even tried to call up Rangoli. She picked up the phone and she disconnected it when she realized who it was. It was somebody from my team. I tried all that. I tried to speak to people who knew her. Could you get some access to her? I even called up Sajid Nadiadwala. I took some time. I sent my manager there, etc., etc. I said nothing was working. And I said this, by looking at the evidence of this, one day this is going to explode on me. I had that instinct, and I had to do something about it. I called up my lawyers. I said, what can I do by which I can at least make their family aware? Can I write a letter to them and have it sent across?
Kangana's family.
What if they don't know that this is happening? So my lawyer said, you write the letter. I will turn it into a notice and we'll send it to her so they also know that it is a strong one. We have to put them on the back foot. So the notice which I sent, if you read that, they're almost in my words, because I'm trying to explain to them. I've also attached some emails trying to show them that your daughter has mentioned.
Where did you send this notice?
Sorry?
You sent the notice to Kangana's parents as well?
Yeah, I mean, I sent it to her, not myself, but I had it sent. I also attached some mails which described how she is talking about herself and talking about a disorder. Do the parents know about this? Is it true? Is it not true? That was my thought of trying to make them aware. Maybe the parents will be concerned and they will do something about this.
So
now, a legal notice is not a threat. A legal notice is the most civil way to tell somebody that, look, you have trampled upon me for 2 years, please stop, or I will have to go to the designated institution, the law of the land, which is built to protect me. I am not wanting to fight with you, I am just asking you to please stop. It backfired.
Backfired what way?
My lawyers very expressly told me that a legal notice, this document, is a private one. The media cannot use it. And that is why I sent it. Maybe he was wrong, or the media did not, feel it's important to follow that rule. Or I don't even know if there's a rule. This is what I was told, and I sent the notice, and it completely backfired because that party started saying that he's calling me mad. I am not calling you mad. I don't even know you. You may be a wonderful person. But why are you doing this to me? So I got